Good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are around the world. I am Marcus Holmes, HR Passion Guy, and I want to welcome you to our Passion Fridays. Thank you for being with us. We are streaming through Restream Live on LinkedIn, live on Facebook, on our Marcus R. Holmes page, as well as the Love and Stuff page and Twitch TV and YouTube events. So I just want to give a chance for those to circulate really quickly, and we will share this as we go. All right. Drop in the comments where you are around the globe, and we'll be more than happy to interact with you around the globe. So drop in the comments where you are and what the temperature is like. I see that folks are joining us on all of the platforms, which is wonderful. Always wonderful to see that. And I hope that you will drop in the comments just where you are and what the temperature is like there. I see Marilyn Hamilton Nelson on the Facebook Live platform. I see some folks on YouTube events, live here on LinkedIn Live, our primary place that we're live here as well. And so just click share, tag someone to join us in this discussion here live. All right, we bring you Passion Fridays every Friday to discuss topics that we're passionate about or people that we've met along the journey who have topics that we want to share with you that might ignite or spark or inspire your passion. And so you may or may not know that today is World Children's Day. And so I'm very excited to have someone who is doing some phenomenal work around something that I think will really be a great benefit to parents and organizations that have employees, that have working parents and parents alike. And just a bit, you may know that World Children's Day was first established in 1954. It was Universal Children's Day at the time, and it's celebrated on November 20th today, each year to promote international togetherness, awareness among children worldwide, and improve children's well-being and welfare. And so I believe that we all know that COVID has caused everybody to pivot. And so I am pleased to have joining us now Richard Oleff, who is with Real Virtual Events, who has some exciting news about a platform, parents, that I'm sure that you will want to be part of, and employers, because I know that you are striving to maintain your ability to be great places to work, that you want your employees to have great benefits and access to opportunities as this. So welcome, Richard Oleff, joining us now. Hello, Richard.
Hey, how are you, Marcus?
I am well, and thank you for joining us today. I really do appreciate your time. I know you're a busy person and a brand new launch happening, so I appreciate the time that you have shared with us. So tell us a little bit about Real Virtual Events and what you have that is coming up.
Absolutely. Thanks so much. So basically, I have an events background, and needless to say, COVID has knocked out a lot of our cohorts, and it's been really, really rough to not only on the hospitality industry, but the events industry as well. Mm-hmm. And as everything went down, we, as everyone's been saying, we pivoted, if you will. Mm-hmm. And I looked at a bunch of virtual platforms, and I was trying to figure out exactly how I wanted to work my virtual events, because I kept on hearing about virtual events, which was Zoom and video calls, and it didn't really offer a lot. So what we did is we created a platform with a company that has been working in the space for a long time, and we actually took their platform and turned it into an event platform that allows you to go into spaces in 3D, create your own avatar, and have business meetings, fun, doing different things. The capabilities of this platform is unbelievable. So we created Real Virtual Events, so you can actually come in, create your own space, and you can hold a meeting, and it has all the benefits that Zoom has, like audio, video, share screen, and a lot more. So we're really, really excited about that platform.
It sounds exciting, and it sounds like employers could really use this, both for employee engagement and recognition events. Because, like you said, everyone has had to pivot, but you still want to have opportunities for your employees to connect. So if you can create,
Yeah,
a virtual space that makes it feel like it's your culture and bring some of the things that you normally had in your culture into that event, it could really drive that connection and engagement that I'm sure employers want to have. So that sounds like really exciting news. So it sounds like this is something that employers could purchase. Is it a subscription? Tell us a little bit more about your business model as it relates to the virtual events, and then we'll go and talk a little bit about the preschool opportunity as well.
absolutely, Marcus. Thanks. So it's there's a few ways you can do things. We actually have where you can create your own event. Like if you're doing a 300, 400, 500 person event, we have many different spaces you could choose from. Probably 12 different virtual event spaces that you can choose from. And they're 100% customizable, which is great, Marcus. You just mentioned how corporations can do this. We can brand it like crazy. We can put anything that you put up on the walls is a clickable link, so we can send them to a website. We can make a video appear. We can put 3D elements in there. Some of the things that we've talked about with corporations, you can create a virtual showroom, and like a car dealership, we can put a 3D automobile in there. You click on the car, and all of a sudden a video comes up to describe the automobile. So there's so many different things you can do. But in addition to that, we're also going to be we're launching actually right after Thanksgiving, small events. So for virtual parties, cocktail parties, you can actually choose your own space. And then we have entertainment, whether or not you want to have someone teach you how to bake holiday cookies or do a trivia game or have a mixologist. Those were actually designed for 20 to 30 people, something very, very small. So there's a lot of different things you can do, but most importantly for your corporate guests out there and your corporate listeners and watchers, I should say, there are so many opportunities for customization, and that's the key thing. And being in regular events for 30 years, this blew me away when I saw it because of the capabilities that you have in customization and what you can do. You can even send them to your website, to a purchase link, whatever you want to do right within the space, which is really unique.
Wow. And so I just want to clarify, because we have, of course, in our business community, we're on LinkedIn Live, but we also have the Facebook community. So that comprises, Richards,
Yeah.
of consumers and churches as well. So I'm wondering, when you think of your target market, is it a business to business or business to consumer, business to church, which is a business, or all of the above?
All of the above. And that's the beautiful thing. We can literally either we take one of the spaces we've already created, but the most unique thing about this platform, if someone has a business, let's just talk about a church. Let's say a church just did a reconstruction, or they did something within their spaces, and they had an architect that put it together, and the church goes, "Hey, Richard, can you guys work with architectural rendering?" And I say, as long as it's a 3D model, we could literally bring your church into the virtual world, and you could give people a tour with their avatars. So not only do we have our own spaces that we created, but we can bring in spaces from anywhere in the world. There are things we can buy that we can bring into the world. Like we bought a room that it's like an artist's dream. It's got all sorts of paintings in it, and it looks like it's from the old world times. It's a really unique space, and we brought that in. We brought in a mountain resort. We brought in a beach scene. So, and I want to be very clear. You're right on the personal side. A get together for the holidays. We're in the process of building these spaces out. We have a really cool outdoor scene that we have snow falling, virtual snow, and we have these outdoor pits, like fire pits, and you could go in there, and then we pop up TVs in the space, and you can talk like you would on Zoom with your friends and family right there in the virtual space, and everybody has an avatar, and you can do dance moves, and it's hilarious. So it's really, really fun for corporate and individuals alike.
Wow. So those listeners and viewers who are out west who have shared that you never get any snow, voila. So now you have the
That's right.
opportunity to have
Well,
a
you and I know, yeah, I'm from Chicago, you're in Detroit, so we
yeah.
know what snow's all about.
Yeah, we know what snow's all about, but I know my friends in California, they're like, hey, Christmas is not quite like that if they've ever had an Eastern experience. I was just talking with someone, Richard, who has moved to Massachusetts from California. So she's like, I'd have to get used to it. I said, well, you'll see it. It can be beautiful, but all of our friends that are in California that might be viewing, there you go. Now you can get some of the snow without the cold weather. So there you go.
Absolutely. You can sit in your beach lounge chair in your backyard and you can soak up the sun and look at virtual snow. That's the ideal way to do it, right?
Yeah. Wow, what a pivot. I mean, for someone who does events in person normally and that entire industry and hospitality and all of these industries, my heart really goes out to the people that lead and work in those industries because, virtually it has been requiring everybody to pivot, right? So
Absolutely.
at what point did you get to this pivot? Was this March or when did you get to this pivot?
Oh no, it was not March, my friend. I mean, I'm sure as most of the people watching this know, it it took me a while to get my butt off the couch. We were hit really hard and it was really difficult and I didn't know what to do. I even got my insurance license as a backup and I just said, you know, from coming from an events background for 30 years, it would be a real tough thing for me to sell insurance.
Mhm.
But I studied really hard. I got it. I was really proud of myself. But then I said, I have to keep on doing what I'm doing.
Mhm.
And I started investigating these platforms probably in, I would say, May.
Mhm.
And that's when Zoom was really hitting big and they were talking about virtual events. And I kept on saying to myself, that's actually what kind of spurred me because I was like, this is not a virtual event. It's a video call. How
Right,
dare they say it's a virtual event?
right.
And I did a lot of research. I looked at 5 different platforms. I was very, very diligent on finding the platform that would work best for me as an event planner, knowing what other people that produce events would want to have within their spaces.
Mm.
So I chose the platform that was perfect for me and adds all of the things that I wanted. And avatars were very important because it's just fun, and you create your own avatar, you create in your likeness. And one of the coolest things that I've experienced since the beginning of doing this, and we only launched this 4 weeks ago,
Mm.
was when I had these virtual meetings and people dress their avatars. It's so funny because you get a feeling of who they are and how they dress in their avatars. So I love that. So that's how I start my conversations in the virtual world all the time. I'll be like, "Oh my God, you have blue hair? That's so cool." No, this is my virtual side.
Yeah.
you know.
I think that's awesome, and I love one of the things that you said. We always talk about passion here on Passion Fridays, and I love what I heard you say is that you were on the couch and you said, "Hey, I'm going to have a backup plan, but it's really not where my passion is. It's
Yeah,
really not where my skill is. It's really not where I feel my purpose is. So let me investigate so that I can pivot in my purpose." And so I love for people to hear that, Richard, because we're all right in a situation where we're grappling as to, what are the next steps. What would you say to someone who's still sitting on the couch and who, like you, said, hey, and good for you that you got that license and insurance, great for you, but who say, hey, I'm going to try a different field or something, but really feel that in their heart they should be doing what they were doing? What would you say to them?
well, it's an important question. I'm 55 years old. I've had a long time in the industry, and I've been fortunate enough to have success. But this COVID thing came over like a ton of bricks, and when you go from 100 to zero in overnight,
Mhm,
it really takes the wind out of your sails.
mhm,
And for me, I like to share this. My father always told me, my father was in the advertising industry, and the best piece of advice he ever gave me was do not be afraid to fail. I
mhm,
love to pass that on. I pass it on to my kids. It's the only way you can ensure that you've tried things because failure happens on an everyday basis. And I think we all go through failure. But
mhm,
there's no way you're going to know if you're going to succeed unless you try. And I think that that's a really important lesson. So to answer your question, I think that people should do what they need to do at this time to take care of their families, whatever that may be. And we all know, you got to do something. You got to figure out what that is. If you have to go work and wait tables, if you can in your area, or work in a position that you didn't think you'd have to do, you do what you can right now, but then you never forget your passion and you go back to it. I have an interesting story. My financial advisor, he left financial advising at the beginning of this to go start camps. He wanted to do camps.
Wow.
And he had a lot of passion behind camps. And he grew up at camps and he was all excited. He invested money, and sure enough, COVID hit.
Wow.
And I just talked to him 2 days ago, and he was lucky enough to come back to the company that he left. And I said the same thing to him. Don't give up. This might be just a detour in your road, but do not give up. I've been through a lot of different jobs over the years, and I learned a long time ago, and I believe your listeners and your viewers will probably understand this. A lot of people understand this. I personally will never be in a position where I hate my job ever again. And I think that that's really, really important. It takes too much of your life to be in a position where you hate your job and you are just dreading going in every day. You have the ability to change it. And I think it's important that people should know that. And I find it very, very hard for people to come up with the perfect scenario. Love your job, make great money. Those are very, very few percent of the population. I told my daughter this, who's 25, when she started working, and she was, having trouble. And I said, honey, can you tolerate your job? And she said, yes. And I said, well, you're better than most of the population, because at least 50% of the people hate their job. Yeah. So toleration is wonderful, but being happy in your job, oh my God, that's a small percentage. So go for that happiness, everybody. That's my advice.
Yeah. We're talking with Richard Oleff from Real Virtual Events. We'll be right back. And Richard, when we come right back, I want to ask you to tell us a little bit more about this online preschool opportunity, because I know parents will be excited to hear about it, and I'm excited to hear it as well. Passion
Absolutely.
Friday, we'll be right back. And we are back. We're talking with Richard Oleff from Real Virtual Events, and he's got some great things happening. It's almost like Zoom on steroids with real virtual aspects, is what it feels like. Tell us about this online opportunity. It's World Children's Day. I don't know if you knew that, and I didn't. I just think God has a way of bringing things together, because I had no real thought about that. And here you are with an opportunity that I think parents might really want to hear about, and employers as well, who want to provide access to their employees. So tell us a little bit about this opportunity.
Absolutely. And that's such a perfect day too, because we literally just launched this 2 days ago, and it's free right now for the next week. And it's called Chalk Preschool Online, CHALK, chalkpreschoolonline.com. And you can actually see what it's all about. And much like our virtual events, we took the virtual event world, the virtual world, 3D world, and we inserted preschool content into that world. So kids not only get to learn and move around the virtual world in places like Chalk Square, which is where they land, and then they get to no avatars for the kids. We decided to go away from the avatars right now. We wanted them to concentrate on learning, so they see it in a first-person view, but they can still move around and they can click on things, and the things will talk to them, like a fox, or balloons, or teachers that appear in these different spaces. And within our virtual world, we have 4 areas. We have Chalk Preschool, which is based on learning and education. And I'll tell you about the Chalk brand in a second. You can also go into My Gym, which was a partnership that Chalk has, where you can actually exercise and learn how to make healthy snacks. We also have an art studio. The art studio, you go with mom and dad, and you can actually do art projects. We give you the ideas for art projects. We give you a list of materials, and then we tell you how to do those art projects. And finally is the Chalkutainment Museum, which has all different sorts of educational and what we call edutainment, which is educational entertainment. So you can travel around the world with Lars the Viking, who will take you to places like Africa and Ireland. You can check out the capital cities. We have all different sorts of entertainment. We have a young man that interviewed people at the Lego Museum. So there's all sorts of cool things that happen in Chalk Preschool Online. And it was devised from my brother, Doug, who actually has been in the preschool industry for almost 20 years. He owned and operated brick and mortar preschools in the Chicago area, as well as California, Los Angeles area. And he created an online preschool about 5 years ago. And all this was your traditional online preschool. You go on, you see the videos, and the content is remarkable. I mean, it's really, really well done. He lives out in Los Angeles. You got really good production value out there, right? Yeah. And they put together tremendous content. And we basically converted that into our virtual world because it's more entertaining, and it gives kids the opportunity to click on things and spin around in the virtual world, click on the videos on the wall, and they come to life and they play. And that's what Chalk Preschool Online is all about.
Wow, that sounds amazing. So for parents that are listening, is this geared toward a specific age group? And what type of equipment will they need at home? Just a computer, or how does this work?
Just a computer, or an iPad. It works best, or with a tablet. It works best with a computer and a tablet. And it does work with the phone, but it's not your ideal scenario with the phone, because you want kids to see the videos as big as you can. But it's aimed for preschool age, so 2 to 5, 2 to 6.
Okay.
And there is a lot of educational value there. We teach letters, we teach numbers, we teach coloring, we teach, like I mentioned before, geography, science. The list goes on and on. I mean, right now on the platform, we have about 80 videos, and we're going to change the content up all the time, at least once a month, probably more. But the whole thing to young adult or preschool education and young kids education is repetition. And of course, kids like watching videos over and over and over again. A lot of our entertainment videos are, they would have characters. We have the chocolates, and you can go in and you can watch their videos, and there's 4 different characters. So the kids, the whole point is to watch it over and over. And to be real honest with you, Marcus, mom and dad need a break every once in a while. So if they can have the kids spend a little time in the Chalkutainment Museum for 20 minutes and give them a little break, everybody's a winner. So yeah, that's how it works. And for corporations, certainly we've been targeting corporations a lot. And the reason why is because they can offer this to their employees, because this is an unprecedented time. Their employees are working from home. Their kids are hanging all over them. So it just goes right back to the same thing. Maybe their kids can get a break, and it's very, very affordable for people to participate in this online preschool. But right now, until the 27th, it's free. So you can sign up for free, no credit cards, nothing. And then, come the 27th, if you want to join up, there's a monthly fee.
Wonderful. I want to take one more quick break, and I want to ask you a little bit from a diversity and inclusion equity standpoint about single parents, and your cost structure, or what you may offer to employers as a discount for bulk signups or something
Yes.
of that nature. We're talking with Richard Oleff from Real Virtual Events, and we'll be right back. We're talking live with Richard Ola from Real Virtual Events, and I'm excited to hear more about this online preschool opportunity, especially today, World Children's Day. But I'm certainly interested to know from a diversity, equity, inclusion standpoint. There are single parents who may have been impacted, are furloughed or working fewer hours, bringing in less income, counting on unemployment. Um, what is your price structure? Does it consider them, and are there opportunities for employers that sign up to get discounts for their employees?
Definitely for the employer side, there's no question about it. So we do have subscription discounts for employers. Our standard pricing is $39.95 per month, which is a little bit more than $1 a day. So we really wanted to make this affordable for people, even people that were having trouble and maybe they lost their job, or they don't, have the income they once had. So we figured, at that price point, it was pretty much affordable for most of the people that can be out there and say, uh, for a little more than $1 a day, I could get my kids off my back. That's probably worth $10,000 a day, and entertain them and educate them at the same time. And certainly on the corporate side, the more subscriptions you buy, our pricing goes all the way down to $19.95. But we also have offers for the corporate side. If they want to offer it to their employees, they can offer that to them as a discount just by being an employee. And then the employee pays for it as well. So we do have all different plans, and we really thought about it, and we really wanted to make it, we did a lot of research on this. And I hate to say this, but I'm sure a lot of your listeners and viewers have seen this over the last 9 months. There's a lot of companies taking advantage of people during these times. They know that they have to go somewhere to get something. And we've seen some of the competition out there. People are asking for, $99.95 or $125 a month. And we feel like, our price point, we didn't want to be much more than $1 a day. And we wanted to make sure that most people can get in there and have some time with their kids, but also give the kids an opportunity to play in there alone. So that we went about it. We undercut everybody that we saw out there. Basically, we said, you know what, if they're doing this for $59.95, we're going under that, because we feel that we much rather have much more people on our platform enjoying it, getting something out of it. And we have so much to give with the content that we have. We literally have thousands of videos. So we will be changing them, and people will be able to see new videos. And I mean, everything you could possibly imagine that a preschooler would have, we have those in our videos. And we also decided to stay away from the individual teaching model, because it's just too expensive. We didn't want to bring in a teacher and say, oh, that's going to cost you another $50 for, 2 hours with the teacher. And it just didn't make sense to us. We feel like the kids of today, and the parents of today especially, are more than well equipped to show their kids the platform. And the kids nowadays, an iPad to a 2-year-old is like, boo, 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 boo. So they're going to figure it out faster than their parents will. And we felt very comfortable about that. And that's why we made it, self-sustaining, and people have the opportunity to do what they want on their own time frame and play with it at their leisure.
And so it's basically a library that they're accessing of videos. Is that correct?
That's exactly right. In a 3D space that
Yeah.
is really unique. And
Mhm.
then there's also fun stuff to do within that space. So the content, I highly recommend everybody to go on there now to check it out, because, for a week of having free content out there to see if they like it, I think they will. The content's phenomenal. And I think the kids are going to like the experience of bouncing around and in the different they're cartoon-like spaces, and that's the best way to describe it. Is it looks like they're inside a cartoon, which is really unique.
Yeah, that sounds exciting. I'm looking forward to checking it out myself. So,
Absolutely.
tell us, so people that are interested can go to your website. What's your website, and how can they follow you on LinkedIn or any other platforms?
Well, the website is it's called chalkpreschoolonline.com. You can actually sign up right now for free. Like I said, you don't have to put in a credit card, nothing. Just sign up, have fun, and then November 27th, we'll come back and say, if you want to join, click here, and if not, you're done. So it's very, very simple. And online. My personal LinkedIn is Richard Oleff, Oleff. And we also have a Real Virtual Events LinkedIn account, as well as on Facebook, Real Virtual Events. And, if anyone has any interest, they can go to our website, realvirtualevents.com, and they can contact me through there, or through Facebook, or through LinkedIn, if they have interest in doing an online event for their company, for their family, for their friends. That's where everyone could find me, and I'd be happy to talk to anyone, provide them a demo within the platform, and show them what it's all about, and talk through any event ideas. And most importantly, like you said, on National Children's Day, I would love to get as many parents in there with their kids this weekend, next week, to really, really enjoy what it's all about. It lasts through next Friday. So being the fact that mom and dad are home with the kids for Thanksgiving, that could be a really, really nice thing when mom or dad is cooking up your Thanksgiving meal for your immediate family only.
Right.
You can have the other one help go on Chalk Preschool Online and have fun in the virtual world.
I wanted to also ask you, Richard, and I think it's a great idea. Parents, I think this is something you definitely want to look into. What's the average length of the videos? Is there an average length of videos?
Yeah, it's a really good point, Marcus. They're short. And our longest videos, I think, we do have curated content. So you can go through a full lesson of 30 minutes, but
Mhm.
the average video is about 3 minutes on the long side. Some of them are short snippets. So like, you learn about the letter A, that might be about 30 seconds or 25 seconds. And the beauty is that if kids get bored, they just click off the video and go to the next one on the wall.
Mhm.
So that's the beauty of what we offer. But yes, we have thought, obviously, my brother being in the preschool industry for so long, he understands the lack of attention of the young ones. So that is made specifically for that reason. You bring up a valuable point. Kids do not want to watch a long video. But if mom and dad go through the half-hour lesson with them and they participate, it works. It's really nice. And you could stop it when you want, and then you could forward it and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, and they can go back to it over and over again.
Over and over again. And that's what the kids will do. And I promise you, there's a couple of videos on there they're going to go crazy for. That we have the hello song and we have the weather song, and they're very, very catchy, and they were done very well. And you'll find parents will be singing along with them, just like I do when my kids were young. But then it was Barney. I don't even know if Barney's still around. But the fact of the matter is I still know those songs.
Still know those songs. Yeah, those
That's
they
right.
stay with you, and they are part of your development forever, right? So they
Absolutely.
stay with you. Well, Richard, I want to thank you for joining us today. I appreciate you pushing your schedule around, to be with us, but I'm excited for you. And I'm excited that our viewers and listeners have had the opportunity, and those that will watch it later will have the opportunity to hear some really important things. I think one of the things, again, that resonates with me is that you got up off that couch and got into your passion and used it to pivot. And that passion is purposeful in helping others, especially parents. And I love it, how that pivot has now been a purpose to help parents. And you're right, in this pandemic, a lot of parents, at least employees that I talk to that are parents, the word that they say is respite. They need a break.
Yes.
They love their children, and they have now a newfound appreciation for teachers and educators.
No question.
Resources and tools that will help to engage their little ones. And I think this sounds absolutely phenomenal. So I'm looking to hear great things about it and share more information with others on this platform in other areas. Richard, thank you so much today for your time. Any closing parting words that you'd like to share? Just a highlight of something that maybe people will use to make a decision about joining this free access for the next week or so, and then subscription members.
Yeah, I just want people to check it out and make their own determination. We feel very, very good about the content that we put out there. And like I said, with my brother's involvement in the preschool industry for this amount of time, you'll see his devotion and what he's learned over the years, and my sister-in-law, to put these together and have the opportunity for the kids to really thrive in what is tremendous content. And I just hope everybody gives it a try. And certainly on the other side of things, if you're tired of Zoom calls, reach out to us, because our small gatherings start at just $150 for up to 10 people. You get to pick your own virtual space, and it's unique and it's fun and it's different. So I would encourage people to reach out to me about that. And most importantly, I just want to tell people to stay safe and keep their chin up.
Yeah. Richard Oleff from Real Virtual Events, thank you so much for being with us today, and much success to you on this very passionate journey. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Marcus. Take care.
And so here is a fine example of getting off that couch and getting back engaged in your passion. What are you passionate about? What is important to you? What's the work that you feel that you've been called for or assigned to that has been somewhat sidelined because of COVID, because of the current pandemic? Sit, do what you need to do. I like Richard saying, do what you need to do to care for your family. That's important. But then don't ever give up on that thing that is the thing that keeps you awake, or the thing that refuels you and recharges you and gives you energy to give to something greater than yourself. And so I hope that today's Passion Friday has helped to ignite you in the middle of your passion, whatever that might be, that you will get off the couch, be it a real one or a proverbial one, and that you will get to work in the center of your passion. As we come to a close, I just want to share with you, as we're going into our Black Friday week, we do have a Let Love Spread Like a Pandemic opportunity for you to purchase. 35% of these proceeds go towards helping families have a wonderful Christmas holiday. And these will be available on our website. And so you can purchase them. Let love spread like a pandemic. Hope I'm getting that up to the camera right. There you go. Let love spread like a pandemic. And this is available. Of course, it'll be available in t-shirts and the fitted tee, which is what this is, the fitted tee, sweatshirts, and hoodies. So this is the hoodies, because we're in some parts of the world need to be a little warmer. Let love spread like a pandemic. And you will know that a part of our brand is the Love and Stuff community. And the mission and goal of that Love and Stuff community, born on Facebook, is to spread love, to increase the amount of love in the world, to up your individual community and world love game. And so 35% of your purchase goes toward families to help them feel the love in a time where this pandemic has spread. If we should spread anything, we should spread love. If there's a contagion that you and I have, we should make love the contagion, and we should spread it more quickly than any virus could spread for us. I'm Marcus Holmes. I'm so grateful that you joined. I'm just going to check the comments. We had a couple of video commercials that we're trying to play, and it doesn't appear to be coming through, but that's okay. We will be fine. I'm going to just check the chat before we leave. All right. Okay, and thank all of you across all platforms. Thank you on Facebook. Thank you on LinkedIn Live. Thank you on YouTube events and Twitch TV as well for joining us today. You can learn more about Richard Oleff and his work with Real Virtual Events, which I think is a great platform that he has shared with us. And for those of you that are doing events, you're thinking about how you can do your family gatherings, how you can do your Christmas celebration, how you can do, you just went with your husband or wife to the Justice of Peace and now you want to have a reception, how you can do that reception gathering, how you can do some of the dance gatherings. Well, this virtual event is more than just a Zoom. It's more than, as he says, a video call. It gives you the opportunity to be immersed in a virtual experience. And so I don't know if that excites you, but if it does, you should reach out to Richard on Facebook or LinkedIn, on Real Virtual Events on Facebook or LinkedIn as well, and learn more. There are also opportunities, those of you in decision-making roles in organizations, for you to purchase discounts for your employees or to purchase memberships or subscriptions for your employees. So either way, it's a win-win, because there's a possibility to use this as a part of your recognition to drive engagement within your organization. So if you're looking at your engagement strategy as you're going into the new year and pivoting and how you will do engagement and recognition and driving culture, you can use this virtual event space as one of the opportunities to gather. You can gather cross sections of your organization, affinity groups within your organization. You can get emerging leaders in your organization. You can get new hires as a part of their onboarding experience, some kind of gamification in the onboarding experience, you partnering with Real Virtual Events. And so human resources professionals, DEI and DEIB professionals, CEOs, CHROs of organizations, reach out to Real Events. I think it's a real opportunity, no pun intended, or maybe pun intended. It's a real opportunity for you to connect with a resource that can help to drive engagement. And you and I know the truth about driven engagement drives business results. And so if you're looking at your bottom line and somewhere as a line item, you're thinking about recognition, think about how you might now curate events where you want employees to be involved. How can you curate town halls where you want employees to be involved? And again, recognition that you might do as segmentation without your organization, right? Throughout your organization, rather, because different employees respond to different recognition stimuli, if you will. And so you might curate the right event at the right time that demonstrates to your employees that while you have pivoted during this pandemic, that you still are passionate about them and passionate about the contributions that they make to your organization. I'm Marcus Holmes from HR Passion. This has been Passion Fridays. I thank you for joining across all platforms. I hope you will share this information widely and at least take from what Richard said, get up off that couch, make it happen for you and your family, but never give up on your passion. Have a great and grateful weekend.